Cargo with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot in another exciting adventure, Pirate Isle. Clutch Cargo and Company, upon receiving a telegram, set out in a small ocean-going craft bound for the Galapagos Islands. A strong, even wind steadily pushes their craft.
Gee, Clutch, this is sure a swell trip. And look at Paddlefoot. He's sure enjoying himself.
Nothing like an ocean voyage to rest a fella.
Who sent that telegram asking us to come, Clutch?
That's sort of a mystery, Spinner. It was from someone who has read my adventure logbook. Whoever said it said I would be interested in some strange things in the Galapagos Islands.
Do you know anything about these Galloping Ghost Islands?
Not galloping ghosts, Spinner. Galapagos Islands. Yes, I know quite a bit about them. The Galapagos Islands were once infested with pirates who used them as a base for raiding plate ships of the Spanish Main.
You mean real pirates?
Very real. They raided the ship that carried all the gold and silver cups and plates and coins.
So they called it a plate ship. But do you think pirates still stay there?
Oh, no. That was in the olden days of wooden ships and iron men.
Wow! Thank goodness. Hey, there's an island. Do you suppose that's it?
Could be, Spinner. One of the islands, anyway. The Galapagos group is made up of many islands.
Here's the old chart we brought. Maybe we can tell by this.
Our present position would be about here.
Look! There's a tiny island right close by. Could that be it?
No doubt about it. And look at the name of it. Bloody Bones Atoll.
Sounds awful spooky.
Here's a note on this old chart to all seafaring men. Beware of the Bloody Bones Atoll.
Clutch! Look! The wind, it stopped blowing.
You're right, Spinner. But we're still moving toward that island. It's some kind of strange ocean current. The tide's changing and the current keeps pulling us in.
We'll be wrecked on those rocks.
Just steer clear of the white water, Spinner. And I think we'll be okay. We've got to find a cove and drop anchor until the tide changes.
Uh-oh, what's this? Must be pirates. Pirates? In this day and age?
Paddlefoot sees something.
What the... That's a pirate ship. How'd it get way up there? Seems awful high. Must have washed up there during a storm.
Ahoy below! Strange ship approaching off the port below.
Scuttle the scuppers! Man the poop deck! Hoist the Jolly Roger!
I did. I am, and it's there, sir.
Well, man the cannon! Blow 'em to bits! At last a ship we can loot. After all these years!
Ready for action, sir.
There's a lot going on up there, Clutch. Do you suppose they're real pirates?
They may be, Spinner. Sending us that telegram may have led us right into their trap.
Fire!
Clutch and Company hit with cannon fire. How will they survive? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot in another exciting adventure, Pirate Isle. You remember last time, Clutch and Company were headed for the Galapagos Islands in search of material for Clutch's adventure logbook. As they neared the tiny island, Bloody Bones Atoll, strange things began to happen. Spinner spotted a pirate ship high above. Suddenly, fire!
Keep your head down. The current's sweeping us right past them.
Hooray! We moved out of range.
Maybe they can't. And maybe they can. We don't know what's ahead.
Looks like we're going into a river, Clutch. Where do you suppose it'll take us?
I have no idea, Spinner, but we'll soon find out.
As Clutch and company drift into the narrow water passage on the deck of the pirate ship.
You blundering idiot! You clean missed every bloomin' shot. I ought to call you Cabbage Head instead of Cabin Head. I'm sorry I ever shanghaied you off that shrimp boat.
But sir, I never asked for this pirate job.
Quiet before I keel haul that scrawny carcass and feed you to the sharks. Where's Sam?
There's Sam.
What do you want, Pappy?
Some meddlers snooping around our islands.
Oh, I wish they'd take your old island. Who wants it but you?
Come now, child. I wish you wouldn't say things like that.
But, Pappy, I want to get out and see the world. And be somebody.
But we are somebody. Pirates, that's what. Your grandfather and his grandfather before him were somebody. Pirates, that's who.
But, Pappy, that was during the old days. Why, there hasn't been a strange ship pass here in 2 years.
Until today, and then we didn't sink it.
And I'm glad. So there.
We'll keep trying until we do. Come on, Ezra. We got work to do.
Clutch and company proceed through the narrow channel.
This island is bigger than you think. Paddlefoot must see something.
He sees something, all right. Look!
Well, I'll be.
Wow, look at that! Dozens of ships. What are they for?
It's a graveyard of old ships. So this is what became of treasure ships after pirates finished with them. And this is what the telegram meant. Something strange.
Clutch! I'm scared. It's so quiet and spooky.
Nothing to be afraid of, Spinner.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Let's lower the dinghy and go aboard one of them. Be careful. These old planks are rotten.
Quiet with them oars, you lubber.
If we take him alive, you'll have a full crew and I can go back to my shrimp boat, huh, Captain? Sir? Sir?
Quiet, you, and mind your rowing.
Boy, look at this old cannon. Do you suppose it works?
That's hard to say, Spinner. Look at those powder kegs and cannonballs.
And real pirate swords and pistols.
We'll give them a pretty good show if we have to.
Just reach for the sky slow-like.
Will Clutch and company have to put up a real pirate fight? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot in another exciting adventure, Pirate Isle. You remember last time, Clutch and company were shot at and hit. After recovering, they decided to drift into the narrow little inlet. Meanwhile, Captain Jolly and his helper Ezra put out in a small rowboat to investigate the intruders. Clutch and company boarded an old frigate and found pirate weapons.
We'll give them a pretty good show if we have to.
Just reach for the sky slow-like. There now, hold it. Search him, Ezra.
Oh, boy, Clutch. That was quick thinking.
Hurry, Spinner. Let's get out of here. This place is loaded with pirates. We'll take to the water and swim for shore.
You blithering idiot. You'll never do anything right.
Oh, dear, I wish I was back on my shrimp boat.
Oh, stop sniveling and let's go after those treacherous snoopers.
Here come those two that jumped us. And they're heavily armed.
Gee, Clutch, what are we going to do?
Stay under cover until we find out what the odds are.
Look, Captain, there's their tracks.
Aha! Those blighters will rue the day they tried to mutiny on old Captain Jolly. On the double, Ezra! Follow that trail!
Stay down behind the foliage, Spinner. We mustn't let them spot us.
Where are we going, Clutch?
We're heading back to their lookout at the head of the channel.
Look, Clutch. Those two pirates have found our trail.
Oh, no. Hurry, Spinner. We've got to shake them.
Clutch, look!
Giant turtles. We're in luck, Spinner. There's the way to escape those pirates.
What do you mean, Clutch?
We'll ride those turtles.
But, Clutch, those turtles are awfully slow. We can run a lot faster than them.
I know. But riding them, we won't leave any tracks.
Gosh, Clutch, I didn't think of that.
Well, come on. Hop aboard.
Gee, these old fellas are real gentle.
Yeah, Spinner. They make fine pets.
We're gaining on them, Captain. Those tracks are still warm. What's this? Their tracks suddenly disappear.
Huh? Why, they simply vanished in the air.
I don't get it. There's nothing but turtle tracks from here on.
They must be hiding. Come on, we'll search the bushes.
How much farther, Clutch?
We're almost there. I can see the ship's mast.
We gave those pirates the slip all right. I don't see a sign of them.
We lost them, all right. Get down, Spinner. I think we'd better walk from here on.
Thanks a lot for the ride, old fella.
Wow, wow.
Shh. See anybody, Spinner?
Not a soul. Looks like everybody's gone.
Let's take a closer look. No one in here.
What's behind that door?
Let's take a look.
This looks like a jail, Clutch.
That's exactly what it is, Spinner. Only on a ship, it's called the brig.
Gosh, those bars look awfully strong. I'd hate to be locked up in here.
Me too. They made these things extra strong in the old days.
That's right, matey. They made these cages escape-proof in my grandpappy's day.
Wow! To suddenly find yourself behind locked bars. What can they do? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo, with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot, in another exciting adventure, Pirate Isle. You remember last time, Clutch and Company escaped Captain Jolly and Ezra. In order to travel overland, they rode giant turtles so their tracks wouldn't show. Upon reaching the pirate ship, Spinner found a door. Further investigation proved it to be a jail.
Now, my hearties, I have a little bargain to make with you.
Locked up like this, lady, we're not in much of a position to bargain.
I know. But with this key, I could let you out before Pappy gets back.
So, that puts me in a fine bargaining position.
Okay, miss. What do you propose?
Simply this. If I let you out and help you escape this island, you'll take me with you. Gee, Clutch, let's do it. What have we got to lose?
Wow! Wow!
But you said one of these pirates is your pappy. Why go away and leave him?
I can't stand this pirate business, and I can't persuade Pappy to give it up. So I'll just have to leave without him.
Golly! I thought a pirate's life was fun and full of excitement. It is in the storybooks, maybe. But here, it's lonesome and boring. And I want to get out and go to school and be somebody.
Well, now, that sounds reasonable enough, Miss...
Just call me Sam.
Okay, Sam. Just let us get out of here, and we'll help you all you can. The first thing we'd better do is disable these guns. If we don't, they're liable to blast us as we come out of the channel.
Why not just throw all the gunpowder over the cliff, Clutch? Cannon won't fire without gunpowder.
By golly, that's a great idea, Sam. Let's get to work.
Meanwhile, Captain Jolly and Ezra, his henchmen, continue their search for Clutch and his pals.
See any signs, Ezra?
Nope. But if we get up on one of those tall rocks over there, we could get a view of most of the island.
Blasted Ezra, cabin head. You should have thought of that in the first place.
Clutch and Company soon have disposed of the gunpowder and are on their way back to their boat.
Look sharp, everybody. We wouldn't want to run into Captain Jolly and Ezra.
Pappy wouldn't like it if he saw us trying to sneak off this island.
And when Pappy doesn't like something, he gets madder than a killer whale. Look, Clutch. Isn't that them?
It sure is, Spinner. It's a good thing you spotted them. They've got a clear view of the trail from here down to the ship's graveyard.
How'll we ever get past them? If we could only disguise ourselves some way. There's nothing around here as big as people, except turtles.
Turtles? That's it. Do you know where we can find some giant turtle shells, Sam?
There's some back at our ship. We use them for bathtubs.
We're in luck. Come on. Let's go back to the ship and get those turtle shells.
Nary a thing, Captain.
What's that moving down there?
That's only a herd of turtles, Captain.
Take it easy, everybody. Try to act like a turtle. Well, here we are, back at the harbor. We'll make a run for our schooner in the captain's dinghy and get underway.
Hey, Clutch! Our schooner! It's gone!
It isn't gone, Spinner. It's sunk.
Oh, no.
What do we do now, Clutch?
I don't know, Spinner.
With their schooner sunk, how will Clutch and Company ever get back to civilization? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo, with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot, in another exciting adventure, Pirate Isle. You remember last time, Clutch Cargo and Company met a beautiful pirate girl named Sam. They promised to help her escape the island. In turn, she helped them by disguising them as giant turtles. Arriving at the water's edge, they found their schooner had been sunk.
The captain must have sunk it, so we couldn't get away. What do we do now, Clutch?
I don't know, Spinner. Unless we could use one of those old ships.
That Corvette's seaworthy, Clutch. And if we hurry, we can ride the tide as it goes out the channel.
Captain, look down there.
It's them, and they've captured Sam.
They're rowing away in our dinghy.
Ho-ho! They won't get far in a scuttled schooner.
But, boss, they're boarding that old derelict Corvette.
Well, shiver me timbers. I do believe they're going to try and sail her away. Come on, me hearty. We gotta stop them.
Hoist the mainsail! Run up the mizzen!
They're getting underway.
How are we going to stop them?
We'll take one of the ships and overhaul them.
They took our dinghy. How are we going to get out there?
Get them turtle shells. We'll paddle out.
Cut loose the mooring line.
Aye, aye, sir.
Oh, no. Here come the pirates.
Avast, you lubber! Hoist the jib! Hoist the Jolly Roger!
Looks like they're coming after us.
That ship's got more sails and bigger guns than we have.
We're in for it, mates.
Cannon, Ezra. I'm going to tell them to surrender. If they don't, let them have it. Ahoy there, you lubbers! Come about and surrender, or we'll blast you to bits. I'll count to 3. If you don't surrender by then, we start firing. 1.
Maybe we'd better surrender, Clutch.
2.
Maybe their guns won't even fire.
Pappy, don't you dare fire on us, or I'll blast that tub from stem to stern.
Oh, no. Me own daughter has joined the mutiny.
What now, Captain?
Blast away, Ezra. Fire! Ezra Cabinhead, you're the worst shot on the 7 seas.
Okay, Pappy, you asked for it.
All hands to the pumps, we're sinking. Help, we surrender.
Good shooting, Sam. Who taught you?
My grandpappy. He was the fastest cannon on the Spanish Main. I have a feeling Captain Jolly and Ezra's pirate days are over.
You and Sam stand by to haul them aboard.
Soon, Clutch and Company are on their way home under full sail.
What are we going to do about Ezra and the captain when we get back, Clutch?
Oh, Ezra plans to go back to his old job on the shrimp boat. And as for Captain Jolly, Sam has plans for him.
And so ends the story of Clutch, Cargo, and his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot, and the Pirate Isle. Be sure to tune in for the next exciting adventure with Clutch, Cargo.
Clutch, Cargo, with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot, in another exciting adventure, the Dragonfly. It isn't often that Clutch and Company have to use pontoons on the plane instead of wheels, but they're off on a fishing trip to the Canadian lakes. Relaxation is good for the body, Spinner. And what better way to relax than fishing, I always say.
You know, I'm for it, Clutch. Hope we catch the big one.
I think Paddlefoot hopes so, too.
How far do we go?
It's about 400 miles north of the border. It's what is pretty rough country. It's patrolled by Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
You're the guys who always get their man, eh, Clutch?
Right, Spinner. I've never known of one of them to fail yet. They very often ride horseback and have a dog as a companion.
Wow!
I thought you'd like that, Paddlefoot.
There's a river below us. Is that the one we follow?
Yep. Right to its starting point, which is Pot of Gold Lake. That's where we land. The rapids in the river are too rough.
Gee, things look so small from up here. That canoe looks like a matchstick.
Huh? Canoe? Where?
Right there, Clutch, in those rapids. Golly! It just turned over. Hey, there's a man hanging on the side.
If he keeps drifting, he'll go over the falls and be smashed on the rocks below. We've got to try and help. The water's fairly smooth just above those falls. We'll keep the engine running to force us against the current and hold us from going over the falls. Here goes. This current's plenty swift, but once I set the throttle at an even speed, just use the rudder pedals and steer the plane upstream. All set. Keep her headed upstream.
I'll do my best, Clutch. Good luck. That man's floating awful fast towards us.
A little to the right, Spinner. Here he comes. Grab my hand, mister, or you're a goner. Hold her steady, Spinner.
Did you get him, Clutch?
Sure did. His canoe went over the falls. I'll get him in the plate.
Is he all right?
He looks half drowned, but he's coming to. Let me take the control, Spinner. If our engine stops, we're goners. One of the floats hit a rock. Hope it didn't poke a hole in it. Hey, made it.
Hey, Clutch, our new passenger's waking up.
Me go over high fall. Me now on way to happy hunting ground.
Well, I'll be. It's Indian Bill. I didn't recognize you.
Oh, my friend, Clutch Cargo.
Wow! Wow! Don't tell me you know him, Clutch.
I'll say I do. Best hunting and fishing guide in all of Canada.
Me very happy you saved my life, Clutch.
Well, what were you doing this far downstream?
Me ain't much afraid.
Afraid of what, Mr. Indian?
Giant monster dragonfly.
Yow!
Could there be such a thing as a giant monster dragonfly? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo, with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot, in another exciting adventure, the Dragonfly. You remember last time, Clutch and Spinner were headed for the Canadian lakes to go on a fishing trip. It was a lucky thing that Clutch had fitted pontoons onto his plane and was able to land on the river and rescue Indian Bill from his canoe, which was drifting close to the dangerous falls. He had just told them,
Me ain't much afraid.
Afraid of what, Mr. Indian?
Giant monster dragonfly.
have you actually seen this giant dragonfly, Indian Bill?
To 2 times me see him. Me set traps in river to catch beaver and muskrat.
Me go to look at traps. All traps sprung. No beaver, no muskrat.
Me set traps again. Go back and see giant dragonfly just above water, stealing fur from traps. Then him fly away.
Sounds bad. You can scare an old woodsman like you. Here's Lake Pot of Gold. As soon as we land, we'll take a look around.
Uh-oh. Looks like one of Clutch's floats is going to come loose.
Oh, we're in trouble. That rock we hit when we took off from the river. I think one of our floats is going to tear off.
What do we do now?
Have to land on one float, Spinner. Take all the seatbelts. Hang on. This is going to be dangerous.
Okay, Clutch.
Clutch knows that the only way he can bring his plane down on the water with one float is to make a high-speed power landing. I'm going to try and run us up on the bank so we won't sink when we slow down. Brace yourselves. Here it comes. We made it. Everyone okay?
We're all right, Clutch.
First ride in plane. Think me stay hunter.
Plane's all right, except for that float. We'll have to rig something later. We came in right by your dock, too.
Him peaceful and quiet until giant dragonfly come here.
Gee, we finally got here. Can I go fishing now, Clutch?
Okay, Spinner. Maybe you can catch some fish for lunch. Indian Bill and I are going up this path to his cabin. Here's the cabin. Is that your horse?
Not my horse. Him belong to Sergeant Terry, mounted police. Him here now.
Yeah, I'm here all right.
This giant dragonfly. Have you seen it?
No, Indian Bill and I watched the traps for days, but nothing happened. Then the day after I left, Indian Bill's dragonfly appeared again.
Hope you can use some help, Sergeant.
Sure can.
Well, Paddlefoot, I think we've got enough, huh? Golly, won't Clutch be surprised? We caught 5 big ones.
I guess the thing to do is for me to dress like Indian Bill and go to the trap line alone.
Good. Maybe you'll see something.
Help! Clutch! Help!
It's Spinner. Something's happened. Come on.
What terrible thing could have happened to Spinner? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo, with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot, in another exciting adventure, the Dragonfly. Last time, Clutch and Company, after saving Indian Bill, headed for his home in the woods. One of the boats dropped from the plane, but they landed safely. Spinner decided to stay at the lake and fish while Clutch went with Indian Bill to his cabin. While they were talking with Sergeant Terry of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police...
Help! Clutch!
It's Spinner. Something's happened.
Help! Help!
The sound's coming from over here.
Help! Help!
We're coming, Spinner.
Clutch! Get me down! Help!
You hold 'em, Spinner, Clutch. Me untie rope.
Got you, Spinner. You're okay now?
That's a nasty trick, setting a trap like that. Somebody meant to snag you, Indian Bill.
There were 2 paths, and I guess I took the wrong one.
But you didn't drop your fish. Wow, they're beauties.
I didn't want to get them dirty.
You're a brave boy, Spinner. I'm Sergeant Terry, Royal Mounted Police. Now let's get back to Indian Bill's.
And as they go, someone is watching them.
What's the matter, boy? It's only me.
Sure, Paddlefoot. It's Clutch.
I'd never have believed it, Clutch. You look just like Indian Bill.
You keep 'em closed good, Clutch. That's my best trapping suit.
Let's hope I can fool those fur thieves. We'll move on down to the trap lines.
Oh, this'll be keen.
The canoe is soon amongst the rough rapids.
We'd better pull into the bank now.
Then I'll go on alone in the canoe, the way Indian Bill does.
Here is good place to stop.
All out.
When you get to turn in river, stop at big tree. You'll find long rope tied to it. Rope got 'em hooked to put on canoe. It holds you when you look at trap line.
We'll stay to cover and follow you down.
Someone may be watching.
Okay. I'm off.
Good luck, Clutch.
You need 'em.
Boy, look at Clutch go. Almost like he's got a motor in it.
There's the bend in the river ahead. Now to steer this thing toward the land. Hope I don't rip the bottom out of this canoe. Made it. That's the right tree, all right. Now to hook the rope on the canoe and let her drift.
His canoe's back in the water again, and he's almost reached the trap line.
That's good. Canoe's holding at the end of the safety rope. Trap line should be just about here. As Clutch leans over to pick the trap line from the swift water, back at the big tree where the safety rope is tied. What's this? The rope broke. Oh, no, the paddle. And those balls are only yards away.
The boat's loose.
He's lost the paddle. He'll go over the wall.
Clutch ever escape going over the falls? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo, with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot, in another exciting adventure, the Dragonfly. Last time, Clutch and Company with Indian Bill and Sergeant Terry started downriver to inspect the trap lines. Clutch, dressed in Indian Bill's clothes, was alone in the canoe, held by a safety rope. As he reached for the trap line, the rope broke. The boat's loose.
He's lost the paddle. He'll go over the falls. Clutch!
What's this? We got him.
What a shot! He'll last us the boat, Mr. Indian.
Heave ho! Heave ho! Pull! Pull!
Hooray! We saved Clutch!
Thanks to all of you, I think we've drawn our thieves out of hiding. If you look at the end of that rope, I'm sure you'll find it's been cut.
You right, Clutch. Rope been cut.
Whoever did it thought you were Indian Bill. They'll stop at nothing to get control of your trap lines.
They can't be too far away either. I'd like to scout from the air. Somehow we've got to rig up another float on the plane.
Clutch, me got 'em big idea. Use canoe for float.
My gosh, you've got it. That's a great idea. Canoe's about the right size, too. Okay, let's get going. The canoe is fixed onto Clutch's plane, and they are soon ready to go. Won't last forever, but I hope it'll hold for time.
I'll stay here, Clutch, just in case we have visitors.
Paddlefoot and I are ready, Clutch. We'll help you look.
Me come too. Me sail canoe up in sky.
Glad you want to come. We need you. But you'd better ride in the cabin with us.
Well, so long, fellas. Hope you find out something.
We'll soon know if that canoe float's going to hold. Made it. Clutch covers every inch of the territory near the river. And everyone keeps a sharp lookout. But all they can see is an occasional trapper's cabin and a huge deserted barn that begins to interest Clutch.
That old barn not used in many, many moons. Almost fall over.
There it is again, Clutch. Looks like it could fall any minute.
That may be, but I've just got a hunch. It's big enough for a giant dragonfly to use.
You mean you think the dragonfly is real?
I sure do, Spinner.
Golly!
I think it's real enough to carry a couple of thieves and plenty of furs. And that deserted barn is a perfect place to keep it. We're going to take a look. That's a pretty good canoe of yours, Bill.
You bet 'em, Clutch. Me make 'em good canoe. Old barn not far now.
I'll say it isn't. I can see it from here.
Seems deserted, all right. Hey, look. A fence. Must go all the way around. Something's going on here.
Doesn't seem to be a gate. Guess we'll have to climb it.
No, Spinner. Wait. Don't touch that fence. It's charged with electricity.
Is Clutch's warning too late to save Spinner? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo, with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot, in another exciting adventure, the Dragonfly.
The last time, Clutch repaired the plane by using Indian Bill's canoe. They were able to take off from the lake in the plane and search for anything that looked suspicious on the ground.
They found an old deserted barn surrounded by a fence. Spinner began getting anxious to get to the barn.
Doesn't seem to be a gate. Guess we'll have to climb it.
No, Spinner. Wait. Don't touch that fence. It's charged with electricity. Gotcha, Spinner. And just in time.
Phew! Boy, am I lucky.
Me not come here for long time. This fence new.
Shh! Clutch! I think I heard someone.
You're right, Spinner. Come on, behind those bushes.
Oh, look. Me know him. Him Slippery Smith.
Look! He went right to the fence and unhooked those two wires.
He went through that hidden gate and into the barn. Come on, we'll follow. There's your giant dragonfly, Indian Bill. An Army surplus twin-end helicopter.
And look at the furs! Millions of them!
That sound like thunder. It not rain, sun shining.
That's not thunder. Look! The whole roof's sliding back.
What do we do, Clutch?
You stay with Indian Bill. I'm going to get in that helicopter. They're ready to haul a load of stolen furs.
Clutch opens the door, looks around, and crawls to the helicopter and climbs aboard. But just then...
Gotcha. Spy on us, will ya? You're all going for a little ride, and when we get way up in the air, I'm gonna throw you out. All set, Mushy. The roof's open, and here we go.
Clutch quietly unties Indian Bill's hands.
Awful quiet back there, Mushy. Go and check out fine-feathered passengers.
Right, boss.
Lie still.
Everybody nice and comfy?
You got him, Clutch!
What was that? That you, Mushy?
Clutch Cargo's the name. Your friend's napping.
Stop! Please, don't hit me! I'm outnumbered. It's unfair.
Tie him up, Indian Bill. I'll pilot this so-called dragonfly. They're your thieves, Sergeant Terry.
Thanks, Clutch, for a job well done. When the furs are sold, the money will be turned over to Indian Bill. The helicopter was stolen. We'll return it.
Gee, you're gonna be rich, Mr. Indian. And you deserve it.
And I guess this ends the mystery of the giant dragonfly.
Golly, Clutch, we gotta go back.
You mean you like that place so well you want to go back?
No, Clutch, we forgot my fish.
And so ends the story of Clutch Cargo with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot and the dragonfly. Be sure to tune in for the next exciting adventure with Clutch Cargo.
Clutch Cargo with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot in another exciting adventure, Dynamite Fury.
I wish I could tell you what's up, Spinner, but I can't. All I know is that we're to meet a man named Rocky Diggers
But where?
at the base of the mountain area. If I'm not mistaken, that's our landing field now.
Looks kind of run down, doesn't it?
It's the construction company's private field.
That must be the man who's supposed to meet us.
I'm sure it is.
Howdy, I'm Rocky Diggers, construction supervisor for the dam. I'd know you anywhere, Mr. Cargo, from the picture of you in your adventure logbook. And these fellas must be your pals, Spinner and Paddlefoot.
How do you do, sir?
Wow, wow. Let's hop in the Jeep and head for camp. I'm sure glad you're here.
What seems to be the trouble, Rocky?
We're supposed to complete the dam in 1 month. Everything was going along fine until just a week ago. Suddenly, things started to bog down. We began having landslides that slowed us down. I've lost 3 trucks this week. All 3 of them have gone off the cliff.
Sounds like sabotage. What happens if you don't meet your deadline?
We lose the job and have to pay back all the money we've earned. We'll be ruined. I figured if anybody could solve our situation, it's you, Mr. Cargo.
Well, Rocky, that's awfully nice of you, but just what do you think we can do?
Find out who's responsible for the accidents, the delays, and weird goings-on.
Well, of course, we'll do our best. Right, boys?
You bet.
Thanks. I feel better already. Yeah, we still have 4 miles of it to go.
What's that truck doing up ahead?
That's one of our trucks loaded with explosives.
You mean that truck's loaded with dynamite?
Loaded with as much as she can take.
That truck's brakes aren't holding.
If it rolls over us, we'll be like pancakes. We'll have to try to stay out of its way.
Hold on, everybody.
It's gaining on us. It's getting closer.
Our only chance is to outrun it.
There's a passing road right behind those rocks. Faster, Clutch! Faster! Clutch, we'll never make it! We're goners!
How can Clutch and Company avoid being hit by that truck? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot in another exciting adventure, Dynamite Fury. You remember last time Clutch Cargo and Company met a man named Rocky Diggers who told them about losing 4 trucks in a single week while building a huge dam. As they headed for the dam site, a truck loaded with dynamite began to roll, out of control, right towards them.
Clutch, we'll never make it! We're goners!
Hit the brake, Rocky. We made it. Sure hope the driver got out. We'd better see if we can help. who's driving the truck. Hey, Dogby, come here.
Me? Yeah. Okay, boss.
What were you doing up there?
When the brakes didn't work, I jumped.
You almost killed us. We were right behind you in the Jeep.
Gosh, if I'd have known that, I'd have rid the truck right over the cliff.
That wouldn't have been necessary. We don't want anyone to risk his life any more than he has to.
That's what I figured. That's why I let her go.
That's the 4th truck we've lost this week, and you've been driving each one, Dogby.
You don't think I done it on purpose, do you?
Of course not, but you could be more careful in checking the trucks before you start.
I'll be more careful, Mr. Diggers. I'll go down and see if there's anything left of the truck.
We'd better get along, Rocky. We've got lots to do. There's the dam, Clutch. Tons and tons of concrete, steel, and man-hours. And there's a crew standing around there waiting to blast, and no dynamite. I see what you mean when you say you're losing money every day. One of our big jobs right now is to clear out that big spillway so the excess rainwater can run off and prevent floods. Where will that spillway take the water? To a huge man-made lake on the other side of the mountain.
Do you think we can look through the dam?
You bet, Spinner. That's what we're going to do now.
Golly, what a funny elevator. No side.
And stay back in the center, Spinner. Don't go near the edge. Lower away, Frenchie.
Boy, this is fun.
Hold it there, Frenchie.
Meanwhile, on top of the huge dam, grimy Dogby peeks into the control room at Frenchie, the elevator operator.
Hey, Frenchie, I'll relieve you so you can get some coffee.
Merci, thank you very much.
Now, let me see. Which one do I pull?
Wow, we're going too fast.
Stop playing with the controls.
Will someone pull on the brake and save Clutch and his friends? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot in another exciting adventure, Dynamite Fury. You remember last time, Clutch and Company, with Rocky Diggers, construction supervisor of the dam, narrowly escaped death when a loaded dynamite truck almost hit them. Later, as they were inspecting the dam, grimy Dogby took over the controls of the elevator on which they were riding.
Wow, we're going too fast.
Stop playing with the controls.
Anybody hurt, Monsieur Rocky?
We're all okay, Frenchie. What happened?
Sorry, boss. No man.
Well, tell him to be more careful. We could have been killed.
You weren't sent here to relieve me. Why, he's gone.
Well, that's it, Clutch. You can see the holes we've drilled for blasting. Now, if we only had dynamite,
we could blast and set our dam footings. Without the dynamite, work has to stop.
we'll get your load of dynamite through, Rocky. Won't we, fellas?
Huh? Us too? We'll go, Clutch. We'll help.
Thanks, fellas. We've got to get a load through today. If we don't, it'll be too late. All I ask is that you be very careful, Clutch. Remember all those other accidents.
We'll be careful, Rocky. And we'll get that dynamite truck through. I suggest we take a boat and go downstream to town where the loaded truck is. Anybody sees us, they'll think we're going fishing.
Swell, Clutch. The quicker the better. The boat's right over there.
Just make sure no one hears of our plan.
Oh, no. Grimy Dogby heard every word and is at this time sailing on that cable car to the riverside of the canyon.
Soon, Clutch and his two companions start downstream in a rubber pontoon.
Good luck, Clutch. See you soon.
We should be back before dark, Mr. Diggers.
Wow! Wow! As Clutch and his two companions approach the narrows through which the river passes, a solitary figure awaits at the cliff edge high above. It's none other than Dogby, the truck driver.
That must be the narrows just ahead. When we clear them, we'll be almost there.
Why do they call it the Narrows?
You'll see for yourself in just a little while, Spinner.
Golly, Clutch, we're picking up speed. Look at us go.
That's because the narrower the stream or river becomes, the faster the water rushes.
Even as Clutch explains the narrows to Spinner, grimy Dogby, who is hiding behind a big boulder, is busily engaged in the act of trying to pry the boulder loose.
Rapids ahead. Hold on.
Okay. Golly, these narrows are narrows.
What's the matter, Paddlefoot?
Look, the boulder. It's falling right on us.
So long, pals.
Oh, no. Hit the deck.
What can possibly stop that boulder from crushing Clutch and Company? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot in another exciting adventure, Dynamite Fury. You remember last time, as Clutch and Company and Rocky were talking about getting the dynamite truck through, grimy Dogby was listening to every word. As Clutch and Company passed through the narrows on their rubber boat, Dogby loosened a huge boulder from above.
It's falling right on us.
So long, pals.
Hit the deck. Thank goodness the narrows are narrows. That falling boulder was no accident. Somebody doesn't want us to deliver that load of explosives. We can expect more trouble from the same source.
I guess I'll need another plan.
Looks like we're in the clear at last.
Just ahead is a small town of Fuseville. That's where we pick up the truckload of dynamite.
Hello, you Clutch Cargo and Company?
That's us.
Mr. Digger phoned me to have a truck loaded and ready for you.
Good. I want to check the truck before we start over the mountains.
I don't blame you after all those accidents. There it is. I checked it myself. But you can't be too careful.
Especially when you've got passengers.
Clutch checks every detail of the truck. The explosives, the wheels, the brakes, and the steering. Everything checks out fine. And soon they're on their way.
I'll check the brakes on this little hill, just to make sure. They work fine. We might as well go on up the hill, Spinner. Everything's in order.
Clutch, there's a chain across the road. How come?
They don't want people using it. From here on, we're on a private road built by the construction people.
I'll get out and lower the chain, Clutch.
What's the matter, boy?
Okay, Clutch, let's go.
top, Spinner.
Wow, what a hill!
Now we start down. Oh, no. Brakes are out. What happened? The emergency won't hold either.
What are we going to do?
Nothing we can do but ride her out.
Clutch! We're going over!
What terrible fate awaits Clutch Cargo and Company? Be sure to tune in for the next exciting episode with Clutch Cargo. Clutch Cargo with his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot in another exciting adventure, Dynamite Fury. You remember last time Clutch and Company arrived in town, checked the dynamite truck thoroughly, then started for the dam site. As they stopped to lower a chain across the road, Dogby cut the truck's brake cable. Clutch and Company were driving a runaway truck.
We're going over! Clutch! We're heading for the dam!
I know, Spinner. Hold on.
Wow, we stopped.
We're slipping back, Spinner. You climb out and pull the trailer release. I think I can hold it with the low gear.
I'll try, Clutch.
We're right over the spot where Rocky wants to blast the spillway. Hurry, Spinner. We're slipping.
Here it goes.
Good boy, Spinner. You saved our lives.
Aw, shucks, Clutch. It was nothing.
Congratulations, Clutch. You saved the dam and blasted the spillway area.
Most of the credit goes to Spinner. I couldn't have done it without him.
Congratulations to you, Spinner. You're a brave boy. Oh, I better scram out of here.
Hey, who's that up there running along the top of the dam?
It's probably the same guy who pushed that boulder down on us. He's the one behind all these accidents.
It's Dogsby, headed for the cable car.
Stand back, you guys. I'll drive across the dam and intercept him.
Hurry, Clutch. He's getting away.
Lower me down, quick. Okay, hold on to your hat.
That's the crook that's been causing all the trouble, Frenchie. Let me take over those controls.
Oui, monsieur, with pleasure. Hey, Frenchie, watch what you're doing up there. Oh, now give it to him, Monsieur Clutch. Please stop it. I give up. You can haul him in now, monsieur. I think he's had it.
Here's your man, Rocky. Grimy Dogby. If he could have stopped you, Dogby's outfit would have gotten the completion contract.
Thanks to you, Spinner and Paddlefoot, that didn't happen. I knew I could count on you.
We're glad to be of help, Rocky. This dam is going to benefit a lot of people.
Yeah, and the next time you build a dam, we'd like to come and help you. Huh, pal?
And so ends the story of Clutch Cargo and his pals Spinner and Paddlefoot and Dynamite Fury. Be sure to tune in for the next exciting adventure with Clutch Cargo.